Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. This is your Z107.7 local news for Saturday, July 18th, 2026. Mining in the Morongo Basin, Music Valley, no mine, and 2-9. If you've seen or heard these phrases lately in the high desert, it's because there are a few things happening on a county and federal level that could shape the high desert's industry, tourism economy, public lands access, and property values. That's a lot to take in all at once, so we'll begin with the basics and some information on some mining claims staked by an Australian company out in the Music Valley area. The entire area is managed by the Bureau of Land Management, or BLM, and 20,680 acres of those public lands are seemingly up for grabs for companies that want to explore the possibility of extracting rare earth metals by surface mining, also referred to as extraction. The National Parks Conservation Association, or NPCA, is a nonprofit that was formed in 1919, just 3 years after the National Park Service was created. The NPCA has 1.9 million members and describes itself as the voice of America's national parks, and they say on their website that, quote, they tirelessly work to defend them, whether on the ground, in the courtroom, or on Capitol Hill. The organization has been busy responding to what some may characterize as attacks on public lands over the last few weeks. A dramatic shrinking of two major monuments in Utah has stripped protected status from 91% of Bears Ears and Grand Escalante national monuments. Conservation advocates like the NPCA say that it opens up those wilderness areas to mining, just like what happened at the Coliseum mine in the Mojave National Preserve and what could happen in the mountains outside of 29 Palms, Wonder Valley, and Joshua Tree National Park.
All of which are inside of public lands that are high levels of protection. And they were so emboldened to start staking 20,000 acres of claims right next to your community. What they didn't realize is that you all are very used to fighting development, and that you all know how to use your voices very, very well. That this isn't just a project out in the middle of nowhere, right? Mining does not belong in national parks, and it most certainly does not belong in communities. I mean, they are staking claims inside the boundary of 29 Palms.
That was Chance Wilcox from the NPCA. He was joined by Mason Osgood. They both run the California Desert Program out of the NPCA Joshua Tree office, which opened in conjunction with the California Desert Protection Act of 1994. They held an information session at Copper Mountain College this last Wednesday. The room where it was being held in the Bell Center was pretty full, with a rough estimate of at least 150 in attendance. Many of those were 29 Palms and Wonder Valley residents, and local government was there too. 29 Palms Mayor Dan Mintz and Mayor Pro Tem Octavia Scott were both in attendance, along with City Manager Kevin Cole. 29 Palms acts as a gateway to Joshua Tree National Park and has built a robust and unique tourist economy in its downtown area, easily accessed by the road coming out of Joshua Tree National Park where it meets Highway 62 and heads west back towards Joshua Tree. That road coming out of the national park is Utah Trail, and it runs parallel to the western border of the staked claims. The northern border of those claims reach up just past 29 Palms Airport and across Highway 62 into the edges of the Cleghorn Lakes wilderness, and spans east all the way until Amboy Road cuts north into the Sheephole Pass. The rare earth minerals that Dateline Resources hopes to extract from their claims are a matter of critical national importance, according to the Trump administration. Those heavy metals and elements are used in electronics like computers, phones, missiles, electric cars, and right now we get most of those minerals from foreign trade, with only one rare earth mine currently operating just outside of Las Vegas. The NPCA doesn't necessarily dispute the need for mining, but when it's outside the bounds of the law, they tend to get involved, and they're currently in a lawsuit with the previously mentioned Coliseum mine in the Mojave National Preserve. As for how fast Dateline Resources could be mining at any of the claims in the Music Valley area, that's anybody's guess, according to Chance.
It could be fast. Coliseum is already getting bulldozed and drills are moving in. And that was only after 3 years. In this day and age, I don't know. And that's also what gives me concern.
The information session lasted a couple hours and ended with next steps on what attendees could do to bring more attention to the possible mine, including dates for 29 Palms City Council and Water Board meetings and contact info for San Bernardino County representatives and NPCA and MDLT advocates. You can find a longer version of this story on our website with public comments from residents, including 29 Palms City Council members, along with information on a change in how San Bernardino County could be automatically granting permits for new mines, a controversial change that passed through the County Planning Commission last week. You can also find my interview with Chance and Mason from the NPCA, which gives more background on the mining in the Mojave National Preserve and Music Valley. That's all at our website, Z107.7fm.com. A new exhibition opening this month at High Desert Artists in Yucca Valley brings an important chapter of California art history to the Morongo Basin. The show features the work of artist Nicki Marx, whose feather-based jewelry and wearable art became part of the counterculture movement of the 1960s and 70s. Reporter Hillary Sloan has the story.
Nicki Marx was known for transforming natural materials, including feathers, bark, shells, and other found objects, into wearable works of art. According to curator Katie Nartonis, Marx emerged from California's post-World War II studio art movement. This is a period when artists returned from the war, entered universities under the GI Bill, and began establishing independent studios across the state.
What's so counterculture about it, I think, is that in some ways, a lot of young people were dropping out. They were rejecting the cardboard 9-to-5 culture that their parents had been, living in. And people like Nicki decided that there was a better way to live.
Marx became nationally known for her feather work and counted artists such as Georgia O'Keeffe and Louise Nevelson among her collectors. Her work has been exhibited in museums and is represented in major collections. Nartonis is now bringing that history to the Morongo Basin through a new exhibition titled Crafting the Counterculture. Nartonis says the exhibition is part of a broader effort to connect local artists and audiences with major movements in California art history and to position the High Desert Artists Gallery as a destination for both contemporary and historical exhibitions. The exhibition opens Saturday, July 18th, with a reception from 5 to 7 p.m. at the High Desert Artists Gallery in Yucca Valley and runs through September 16th. An accompanying lecture on Nicki Marx and the California counterculture art movement is scheduled for August 20th. For Z107.7 News, this is reporter Hillary Sloan.
The Yucca Valley Summer Music Festival continues tonight with The Answer to Classic Rock taking the stage tonight at the Community Center. The Answer to Classic Rock is ready to rock in 2026 with their 4-piece tribute to classic rock hits. The gates open at 6:30 and the show begins at 7. Bring a blanket, chair, and the entire family down for this fun and free event. The Flamingo Heights Community Center is hosting a summer jazz film series tonight with an outdoor screening of The World According to John Coltrane, a 1990 documentary about the famous jazz musician. Special guest Jay Green, who's the former owner of Poobah Records and former host of KPFK's Straight No Chaser, will discuss the film afterwards. The screening begins at 7 p.m. and the bar opens at 6. That's at the Flamingo Heights Community Center, located out at 55977 Paris Street in Yucca Valley. And heads up, if you're heading out to Lucerne Valley tomorrow, Caltrans may have Highway 247 closed down to one lane between Barstow Road and Camp Rock Road as engineers drill for core samples of the soil and asphalt from the area. The operation is weather permitting and signage will be placed ahead of the closure to let you know about the roadway work. You should expect some slight delays in the area and reduce your speed as you're going through it. And a group of roller skaters are meeting up on Sunday at the Yucca Valley Community Center to lace up and skate, connect with others, and most of all, have fun. Bring your own skates down and build confidence if you're a beginner or show off some skills if you're a more seasoned roller. All ages and skill levels are welcome, and the gathering promises good music, good people, and good vibes. Skateboards are welcome too. That's this Sunday starting at 6 p.m. down at the Yucca Valley Community Center and Skate Park, located at 57090 29 Palms Highway. The event is not being put on by the town and is a community-run event, so please be prepared to sign a waiver. And that's your local news for Saturday. Tune in tomorrow for reporter Adeline J. Wells' story on a plan by Pioneertown residents to keep the charm of their community as the area grows. You can hear that tomorrow at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6, or anytime at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 News team, I'm your weekend news anchor, Robert Hayden.